Hello, this is Rachel with Whimsy Artistry. This is a video regarding one of my mixed media textured art pieces, and it is featuring Beyonce in Blue is what it's called. She was done a couple weeks ago, and I am looking for people who are interested in taking a closer look at her. This is what I do with the back of all of my art pieces. I put my logo or my brand on the bottom, and then I'm going to write out her name and then sign it at in the back. And then this also has a wire so it can hang from a wall. And this is the side view of the piece. All of my art pieces come completely covered, everything, so that way you're getting the most for your money. This is a textured art piece. What I did was I made the texture first in the background, then I attached the drawing of her, and as you can see, she's got a metallic lipstick on. And I did this in chalk. This is also in chalk or soft pastel and pencil. And I did hard pencil. I believe it's called a hard pencil. The topping or the overlay is done in flowers, and they are painted as well. And then I apply jewels, and I've also added a ribbon, which is technically not ribbon. It's actually another technique that I do with my art. This is a design. These are actually, I guess you would call this like a three-dimensional art piece. So again, this is Beyonce in Blue is the name. The eye on this side, you can kind of see it's trying to come through a little bit with her eyeliner or eyeshadow. So this is, again, the type of work, my signature that I do with my art. It's contemporary art on canvas, and this is Beyonce in Blue. And I will be doing another 19 of these. I have one sold already, and I'm going to start posting them as I get them finished. And I also have videos on some of them showing how I did the drawing. Not entirely how I do the textured pieces yet, but I'm not going to share all my secrets, but I'll share some of them. So I've been doing art for a number of years as a hobby, and then I started doing it as a business within the last 5 years. I struggled off and on with that as a business because of my mindset, and also because of the job that I work or that I do to help support myself. And it's been probably within the last 6 to 8 months that I really took it more seriously, in the sense that I realized, I guess I had to come to a realization within myself or humble myself that I needed help. And I needed support from, not necessarily, I wouldn't say help in general, like I wasn't getting help from my friends or support. That's not it. I'm saying I needed help from people who specialized in knowing how to run a business. And I had a business before. I used to run my own cleaning business, and where I'm from in Nebraska. And I also tinkered in art then too. Like I said, I've been doing it for off and on for about 20 plus years. So anyway, not to date my age, but long story short, if you're interested in doing art as a business, I strongly suggest that you reach out to your local community, your local small business community, because they will help you to get the right mindset of what you need to do to get your art to the next level, or your business, your art business as a business to the next level. Another thing I would recommend is talking to SCORE. If you have that in your area, speak to them. They really have people who have a great sense of business, have experience with being in business. And the difference between the Small Business Administration and SCORE is SCORE is run with volunteers of people who've been in business for themselves, and they volunteer their time, you know, maybe about 15-20 minutes to sit down with you. Normally it would probably be in a less, you know, more formal setting, whereas now it's probably going to be on Zoom, which is what I do. I Zoom with a lot of the people I've met through SCORE, and they have helped me, again, adjust that mindset. And they're very polite, they're very kind, they don't browbeat you or put you down in any way. You know, they encourage you, they give you that encouragement that you need to keep going in a business. And so it's really important to look into that. The other thing I would suggest if you are considering being an artist is, as a business, again, it's a mindset change, you know. There's a lot of different aspects to that too, because for what I know about artists, especially myself personally, we tend to be very much more on the emotional side of things than what other people realize. We tend to feel sometimes more quickly, or like it's the first thing we do, we feel things out, so to speak, before we even think about what we're trying to say or do. And the only reason why I say that, because I tend to see that in other people who are artistically inclined, even if they don't paint or draw, but just artistically or craftsy, you know, type people, they tend to have a more emotional attachment to, or an emotional response more so than they do other ways. And it doesn't matter men or women. I've just kind of personally noticed that. So the reason why I say that is if you're trying to start a business and you're thinking that you don't necessarily have something that you may not know you actually have because you haven't tried this or that type of business, or art, I should say, as a business, don't be afraid and take the next step. Give yourself a start, by Madam C.J. Walker. I love quoting her because, I mean, let's face it, every day we wake up, we're starting over. You know, we're starting over, starting a new day, trying to do whatever we do, right? And so I guess my point is if you want to be an artist, regardless of the type, put that aside. Just for a moment, hear me out. If you want to be an artist, my advice to you is to go for it. Because there's probably someone out there who will, or some group of people out there who will appreciate the type of artwork that you specialize in, that's special to you and only you. And I'm sure other people could do this type of art like I do it. But there's going to be slight differences, you know. And of course, you know, there's people that are always try to copy other people's art. You know, that's a given. But what I mean by just, they can't copy everything, is what I'm saying. I mean, if someone is that determined to do that, then, you know, eventually they get caught. Number one. Number two, you only live one time. You exist as an individual. So who is best to share their personal taste, touch, or like aspect or thought process, emotion than you? I've met people who are teachers, and they teach art better to me than they can actually paint. But they can teach art and explain it so well, but they still do art and people still purchase their art. So like I said, I strongly advise anybody who is interested in learning about art, love to do it just to tamper with it as a hobby, but have that little bit of a craftsy, you know, feel to it, then you might be interested in my art. And if so, then please follow me on or subscribe to my YouTube channel. I also have a Facebook page. I don't always post everything on each social media like I'm supposed to. And my website is definitely up and running. I have art, but if you want to see some of my latest work, if I haven't posted it on my website yet, feel free to check me out on my YouTube channel or my Facebook page. We'll probably have something new. So thank you for watching. Again, this is Beyonce in Blue, and hope to see you guys soon on the next video.